Oh my gosh, we already have somebody in the building.
What's up,
Hey,
woman? What
Steph,
are you up to?
how are you?
I'm good.
Good to see you. Thank you for joining. That's what I'm talking
Sure.
about. We already have somebody ready to join. Y'all know how I do, so let me go ahead and get my setup ready.
You know where I'm joining you from?
Where you joining me from?
I'm in Colombia right now.
Oh my gosh, you are in Colombia? You didn't tell
Yeah.
me that. When
It
did
was
you?
kind of like a quick trip, so I had to put it together, and I flew in on Sunday. I've been here since I flew in Sunday night, so I practically have been here for what's today, Wednesday, so 3 days.
Okay, well that's good. I didn't know that. Well, I
How
hope
you
you're having a
been?
good time.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Good.
Everything's chill.
You like good food over there?
Dude, I was just eating right now. Like I was eating before this, so you don't find me like, with my mouth full. But
Did your
yeah,
mom?
no, I'm just by myself.
Oh, okay. That's
Yeah,
cool. That's nice. That's good. I'm happy to see you.
absolutely.
So, welcome y'all to Off Limits. Tonight it's about to go down. I already have somebody on live with me. They couldn't wait. They already at the beginning. I couldn't even go live yet. He was already in the building. Anyway, so y'all know
Finally.
how go ahead and grab your drinks, grab your snacks, whatever you got to do, get comfortable because it's about to go down in a minute. I have to make sure all my platforms are up. So this is what I do right now while y'all come on and join me. Hey,
There you go.
hey. Y'all come on in.
That's a good jam. You gotta pass me on that artist.
Okay.
That's
I'll
just
send it to you.
yeah, that's good music right there.
Hey. Let me go ahead. I'm still working on something. Y'all come on in. We're going to get started in a little bit shortly. Get comfortable because it's about to go down. It is about to go down. Okay. Let me see.
Hell yeah.
Welcome. I think I'm having a little bit of some issues. I don't know what's going on right now. Let me see.
You having a delay or what?
No, you say, do I need to? What was that?
You having a delay on the connection?
No, it's not. Yes, and trying to make sure all platforms they're live on. So
Yeah.
I that at the beginning. It only takes me about 5 minutes or less, but
Yeah.
I switched over a little bit today. So let me see. Oh, here we go. I found it. Good. I think we'll be good to go in just a second. Let's see here. Okay. Almost there. How y'all doing tonight? Let me see it in the chats. How are y'all doing tonight? It's live. I'm live. Go to my page. Go to the actual page. And it's on my profile.
Sophia, you've never changed it.
Oh, I just shared it just now. I just shared that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna go live in there. Yeah.
Everybody can't join you there.
No, it's not. It's on my page. So what you need to do is go to here and how do you get to my page? No, it's on my page. I'm on it. Hold on, it's on my page. No, I was just on there. So here.
You made it so you were shared to your groups.
I changed it. I already shifted it. Hold on. I know what I'm doing. You need to go to my page.
That's your page. That is your page.
Here, hold on. Let me watch this. Go to your web browser. Hey everybody, get comfortable. We're almost about to get started. Having just a little bit of issues right now, but they're almost finished. I'm almost done. Okay. All right. Y'all ready? Okay, so we have two topics for you today. So topic number one, actually, let me go ahead and post this link. If you want to hop on live with me, this is the link that you would need to click on if you want to hop on live. I'm going to post this in the comments right now. So you can put your 2 cents in. Hop on at your own risk. All right, so we ready to go ahead and get this started. The link is there if you want to put your 2 cents in. Okay, so I already have somebody ready, already in the spot, ready to get this started. So topic number one is, if your lover is a drug addict, do you leave or do you stay? Topic number two, is it okay to sleep your way to the top. What do y'all want to start with tonight? Which topic should we start off with tonight? So should we start off if your lover is a drug addict, or should we start off with should you sleep your way to the top? So, Jeff, what do you think? You want to
Man, I don't know. It's those are two serious topics right there. They're loaded. They are loaded. I don't even
That's what
know. Like,
it's about. It's about topics that are off limits, juicy
yeah.
conversations that everybody want to chime in on. So I think we're going to start with. Let me see if we got any comments yet. So those of you that are listening, what do you want to start off with? I believe that we can start off with if your lover is a drug addict. Should you stay or should you go? That is the question right now.
Should I stay
So,
or should I go? Yeah.
what did you say?
That's the Clash song that's called "Should I Stay or Should I Go."
Oh, sing it, sing it. How does it go?
No, I don't even know, but it's like very famous. I'll play it later. You might probably look for it, but it's it's related to this thing. It's kind of talking about if you should stay in a pretty harsh situation,
Hmm.
or because the song says, "If I stay, there will be trouble, but if I go, um, I won't see tomorrow," or something like that. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay.
either way you
Not
go,
like
it's
should
gonna
I
be
say?
a
How
it's
should
gonna be a challenge.
I go? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So I think we're gonna start off with that. So we got
Ah, Kuana, come on, man. You can't put me on the spot like that, brother. I thought you were my friend.
we have somebody
You're my
that said sing it, Jeff. Somebody said sing it, Jeff. Kawana said sing it. Should I stay or should I go? Is that it?
Yes, that's it.
Oh, okay. That's all I know.
If I stay, there will be trouble. If I go, I know I will be. There will be no tomorrow or something like that. But it's like whichever way you go, you're kind of fucked.
That's a
You know what I
door
mean?
finally. I
Ah,
got
okay,
to.
gotcha. So it's like yeah, I get it. So this is
Yeah.
what that question is about because it's a tough one. Like you said, it's fully loaded. Hey, Jason, we got Jason in the building.
Yeah, yeah. This stupid
How you
thing has took forever to figure out, but I got it.
Okay, I'm gonna break it out for you. So he
Hey,
was
you're
just
not alone, man. It took me a while. I had to be early here to make sure that I didn't mess it up.
telling me about this song because the topic that we're gonna start off with first is if you're in a relationship with a drug addict, should you stay or should you go? And then he said there's a song called Should You Stay or Should You Go? And then I think I started singing it. And then Kawana was like, yeah, that's it. So anyway, so we're gonna start off with that topic. So feel free to go ahead and start it off. Which one of you who wanna go first? Should you stay in a relationship? Will you stay in a relationship or will you leave the relationship? If you come to find out your lover, your partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife is a drug addict, or you
Mhm.
may be already in the situation and knew it and you're just, do you ever get tired of it? So go ahead. Who want to start this off?
I'll throw in. I think that well, it depends.
Jason,
The answer is
Jason?
I said the answer is it depends. I mean, are they committed to the drugs or are they committed to working on getting out of it? It's
Oh,
like
they're
Okay,
dramatic.
let's speak on both ways. Give us all of it. If they're committed, what's your response? If they're not, what's your response?
well, if they're committed to being a drug addict and it's interfering with their life and with yours because of their addiction, then you probably got to cut loose. But if something that they're willing to work on, and if they or it's something that they actually, I mean, I've seen people who are very functional alcoholics and drug addicts.
Yeah.
If it's not something that actually interferes in their life or yours to any major degree, and there's more positives than negatives, and that's it's each individual's choice.
Okay. So you're basically saying if a person is a functional addict, they're getting there is working in their life, is not interfering, then yeah, you'll stay in that relationship.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, like I said, it has to be they can be it has to be something that's not causing stress or problems for themselves or anyone else. And then I think that's it's a choice I wouldn't make, but if they want to make that choice, then that's as long as it ain't screwing everything up, I ain't worried about it.
Okay. So Jeff, so what about he just brought up something interesting. If they're a functional addict, they're
Yeah.
doing stuff. Hey, hey, hey. We
I'm
got
back.
Chris in the building.
What's up?
What's up?
Oh,
So
hey,
right now
man.
we're talking about the first topic, which is if you are in a relationship with a drug addict, do you stay or do you go? So Jason just gave us a good piece of information. He basically said it depends. And he said that if the person is functional, then it still depends. So, but it's possible that he could stay. So, Jeff, what do you have to say? What about the
Dude,
functional
Chris is
addict?
online. What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. Oh, shit, you
Good to
missed
see
it
you,
last night.
man.
Last night was great.
Hey, I'm
Hey,
all in
Chris, what's
another
up?
continent, so
Oh,
like
buddy.
it's hard for me.
Right.
But
So, Ashley,
anyway,
to give us a quick
uh,
update for
yeah, I
Astrid.
don't know. I agree. I agree with Jay. I guess I think it's more a matter of what kind of drug we're talking about. You know what I mean? I think that all addictions are bad, but not all addictions are the same.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? More
Uh huh.
some are more manageable and more controllable than others, right? You know, some people are actually more functional, certain type of addictions. And besides that, then the other problem is what's an addiction, right? Like
Yes.
are you an addicted person to your cell phone? Are you an addicted person to work? Are you an addicted person to sex? Are you an addicted person to porn? To drugs? To you know what I mean? Like it just kind of depends because nowadays thanks to the left, you guys, I guess almost anything could be addictive. So I guess that it's there's too many layers on this one. So I don't know. It just really depends on a lot of stuff.
Okay. Okay, so Astrid asked the question. She said, "Are we talking about later if we find out, or and if we still got into that relationship?" So basically, we're talking about both. I asked them to address if you later found out, or you're just in the relationship and this person is just drugging it out. So we're gonna answer both ways. Chris, what do you have to
Yeah.
say about that? Jeff just gave his response. He said it's kind of loaded. So I'm gonna come back to Jeff and I want him to break it down about why is it, it's complicated.
Why you always putting me on the spot like that? Always, every time.
Well, see, this is
That's what
where
it's about.
it's actually pretty different because I am a drug addict.
Okay, okay. So what
I mean,
drug addict are you?
I do drugs. I don't do them every day, but like fuck, I'll pop a Molly. I'll take some Xanax. I like Vicodin. I love opioids. Um, and then shit, I'll snort some cocaine too. But I definitely like to drink. I have beer every day. Um, so I mean, I'm always like very, very nice and I'm always there with you, like my mind doesn't just, if you're looking at me, it's like I'm looking back at you. I am. It's not like I'm in a daze or something. I don't get fucked up like that. Um, but I have two very healthy relationships, which I was just telling you, you and our other friend last night. Um, and yeah, I think I do it moderately enough to where no one really gives a shit.
Okay.
So
But it's
I
interesting that
have
no
that
one gives a
different
shit
take on it.
because you behave. You see what I mean? That's
Right.
another type of person. So I always say that there is people that can do drugs and they're good. You know what I mean? Like they can do hard drugs, opioids, and even maybe harder stuff like amphetamines and stuff like that. And
Sure.
they handle it. They really keep their shit together and they're functional and they're responsible and they do have they still live a somewhat of a civilized, I mean, I don't want to say that drug addicts are not civilized because they're also part of our, our community. So they're still part of our, civility. But,
Right.
we are, someone who behaves, who's not
Sure.
problematic,
Sure.
who's not gets, violent or dangerous.
Hmm.
So this is a really tough question.
So
Um,
also, let me chime in again. Um, in my opinion, there's two kinds of drug addicts, though. There's broke ass ones who always are asking for money
Broke ass.
and they can't even support their own habit. Or then there's me. I go to work, I do my shit, I can afford my own drugs. I don't ask for anyone's help, you know. And then there's the other type of drug addict. Now, see, if I was dating someone and she went to work, she did her job, and whenever we saw her, if she was fucked up, or like a mild fucked up like me, um, because shit, I'm not perfect, right? So if she didn't ask me for money, I would say fucking do it if you can afford it, you know. Um, eh, if I had a girlfriend that always was asking me for like $20, I would definitely get out of that for sure.
Okay. So what about if the person you later found out that they became a drug addict, or it was you had no knowledge, or they either became a drug addict?
At that
Man,
point, I would actually wonder what else were they lying to me about, right?
Yeah,
Um,
you get. Yeah, I
but
agree. I agree with that.
at the same time, I would also give them the benefit of the doubt. Like, holy
yeah.
shit, I didn't know this whole entire time. How stupid am I, right? Like, how do
Ah.
you not know? How do you not know? I mean, does that relationship? Do those two people not really have real conversations? Did they not get to know each other? Like, that's one of the things
Yeah.
that I always ask people. Like, do you dabble in drugs or some shit? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. It's like if you ask the question and they say no, but you find out they've been doing it all the time, then there's a trust issue there.
Right.
a
But
little bit, or maybe you just don't care, right? Uh, and
so
then you have to really tell yourself if that relationship was ever even good.
Mm-hmm.
So also it depends on how did I find out about this person's drug addict, right? And I'm gonna, leave it open across the board, gay, straight, he, him, her, uh, whoever you are. It goes for everyone. How did I find out though? Did I just like walk in and they're
Mm-hmm.
doing a fat rail on the table or something? Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
um,
that
Yeah.
makes
you
a
know,
difference. That makes a
Absolutely.
difference.
or does
Yeah, it
that,
How
does.
to present.
Hey, Mike, what's up? So Asher says if you find out later, depends if you are in love. If you in love, you might help him or her, but if not in love, get out. So basically, Asher said it depends on if you're in love or not. If you're not, just leave. All right.
Well, I think it's a matter of whether it's a hassle or not. I mean, that's it. If it's
or
if you're not in love and it's a hassle, then you get out. But if you know it doesn't really make much difference in your life, there's no real reason to make any kind of moves on that, one way or
Okay.
the other.
who's to say that you don't get curious and you want to try the drug that they're on. And how about you guys do it, you know?
Well,
That's true.
that's your own responsibility at that point. That's your choice.
Right. Yeah.
That's right.
You know,
So I say,
we can't leave that untouched because some people are creatures of habit. Actually, we all are.
Yep.
Staying with the person and do drugs, like whatever. I say
Kawana says, however, there's a difference between
That's
someone
right.
using drugs and doing, and someone using drugs doing, and someone being a drug addict.
Yeah,
right.
So,
I think
There's
that there's a radical difference between using drugs for like recreationally and being an actual drug addict. I mean, like being an addict means when your behavior or the thing you're addicted to, whether it's a product that you consume, like drugs, of course, they affect your livelihood. And if they do, then that's an addiction. That's like an actual addiction, right?
Yeah.
So, but
That's
if
what I was
but if
talking about
you're just
before. Yeah.
like what Curtis says, right? Like if he's just like, let's say he's at a party and someone pulls out some blow and he's like, all right, fuck it, I'll do a line. You know what I mean? And that's it. Stay there. The next day he wakes up and he's still fine. He's
no
not,
the
you know what I mean? He doesn't wake up to do 2, 3 lines. He just wakes up and says, oh, it was a great night. I had fun. We took some pictures and that ended there. You know what I mean? That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That's using it recreationally. But if the
right.
first thing you do when you wake up is, snort, you know, a foot fucking line, it's like, all right, that's a problem, right?
A
That's
That's
foot
a
long line.
massive
Yeah, you got
problem.
a
If you
problem
find
with a
yourself
foot long
selling anything you can find to a pawn shop, now that's a problem. You see what I mean? So
line. Yeah.
this is when you're talking about addiction, let's talk about that addiction. Let's not talk about recreational, like, my boyfriend, my girlfriend, because again, we're keeping it open.
Mm-hmm.
He dabbles a little bit with things, but he's fine. He still goes to work. He's never been fired. He's never been written up. Whatever, all that stuff. Or she, she's good. Whatever, she's a good woman. She's a good girlfriend. She's a good wife. Whatever. I mean, that's cool. You know what I mean? I have absolutely nothing wrong with that. I personally don't find anything wrong with that. With someone who is an adult and makes adult decisions and takes adult responsibilities.
Yeah.
So the point is, um, you know, I think that that's
okay.
the issue. Yeah, addiction.
Yeah.
It's when it really affects your whole life and especially those you love, because those are probably the biggest victims of an addiction, as we have seen, time after time over time.
Mhm. Okay,
Yep.
so
I agree.
I think that's kind of a delay coming in, but so I want to let people know that are joining right now. In the comments, if you want to hop on live and put your 2 cents in. If you want to jump on the live, click on the link that's in the comments. You can join. So now my next question is: so what about if they actually became a drug addict in the relationship, and let's just say that they are not functional? So
Okay.
what about
Um, yeah, I would have to ask myself what went wrong in the relationship. You know, what are they going through that I haven't expressed or, felt the need to talk to them about something? Did I do something wrong to make them want to do drugs? Um, that's of course what I would think about because I'm a caring individual, right? Uh,
Mhm.
but at the same time, if after we had talked about it, obviously I wouldn't be cool with it, right? Um, that part would just irritate me, and then I would probably just cut it off. If
That's more of a
starting
bigger
something
issue.
during the relationship after everything was going good, why are you now wanting to be a drug addict? I have to go. I have to go.
so you
Yeah,
you will leave in that instance? So
but
I
we have
probably, yeah.
but also let's keep in mind that there's people, and often, I think I find this more on the female side, that they stay. And they're, I don't know, it seems almost like they're more masochist. They're much, females are more willing to put up with a lot of more bullshit than dudes do, or they are,
Yeah.
are willing to do so.
I
So
don't know. I'm not saying that you're sexist for saying that comment. Not saying that at all. But I actually do like to just think that we all are equal. We all are strong individuals, and we all will leave if we don't really think it's really right. And then we all can stay just because it was easy. And it is also hard to find another lover. You can go out and bang someone tomorrow, right? But to actually find someone that you have that connection with is emotionally draining as well. So yeah, I get it. It could go both ways.
So we have a comment I want to throw in there. Hey, Valente. Most people who are addicts don't realize that they've reached that state. They still feel like they are in the recreational phase. Okay, so
that's
uh,
right.
Jason, do you want to chime in on that?
Well, yeah,
Or
that's
just
true. And but once again, it's not up to them to like I was trying to get at before. It's up to you to decide what your tolerance is for what's going on in the relationship. If
That's right.
it doesn't seem like it's affecting them and it's not affecting you, you can make the decision that their recreational habit is infringing upon your relationship, so you're not going to stay. So they can believe it all they want, but it comes down to how both people feel about it.
okay. Okay, so we are talking about this part of the question. We're talking about drug addicts in the relationship. They eventually became a drug addict and they are not functional. So if you want to chime in on that, we have another comment from Quantum. Give a woman a bag of gold and she'll complain it's too heavy.
I think that's not always the case.
What was that, Jason?
I said that's not always the case. It's real easy to, create stereotypes and like declare all people are like a certain way, but that's not. I mean, yeah, sometimes there are people who do that, but I think it goes both ways. I think it's not just women who do that.
Okay.
I've
Okay.
had plenty of complaints from guys that I thought, man, you're being stupid. Why are you bothering saying this stupid shit?
Okay, so we have another comment, and this one is from Dillion. Facing reality would be hard for them because they don't feel as though there is a problem. So that kind of piggybacks off of what Valente just mentioned. Like when they reach that state, they're not really aware of. And we have another comment from a Facebook user. And also, I just want to throw it out there again. Those of you that are still continuing to chime in and tune in, there's a link in the chat where you can hop on live if you want to hop on this live and put your 2 cents in. So this Facebook user says some of us end up in a codependent relationship. Difficult to walk away, especially if children. It's complicated. We try to fix it. And that goes back to what Jeff mentioned and said, it's not an easy question to answer because I think all of us kind of said that, even Jason. It depends. It depends on a lot of things. So let's talk about this because she brought up this Facebook user, she brought up a good statement, a good point of view. So, what about children? What about if you are codependent? You're relying on this person. Do you end it? Do you let it go, or do you stay? Do you stay for the sake of the children? What do you do?
Now, staying for the sake of the children almost always ends in disaster. It's usually not the best way to go. Now, to make sure that the children are taken care of is important. You got to make sure the kids are taken care of. And if that if your partner in the relationship isn't able to manage to make sure that's being done, then as hard as it might be, you got to figure out a way to get out of that.
Yeah.
There's a few comments I want to kind of point out to that. People are putting some very very accurate things here. Like Astrid, and a few others that you can fix someone. I guess you add people. Often those that are in trouble and those that are dabbling with addiction and even families that are dabbling with addiction within their family members, stuff like that. The only way that those people affected by it, that again, I'm talking about the ugly addiction, right? It's really when they hit rock bottom, whenever that is. And sometimes you think it's like, okay, that person already had, this person already hit rock bottom. There's absolutely no way but up, and then you find out that there is a lot more depth they can
I
go to.
can't.
You know what I mean? So there is always that trouble, right? There's always that issue that you never know when is rock bottom for someone, right? And Valente, I mean, this person is absolutely right. There's absolutely no fixing people, and there's absolutely no re-raising adults.
Yes, I
Uh,
love that. I love that. You can't re-raise an adult.
yep.
Yes.
And let me tell you this: I've had this experience with a few friends of mine who are good friends of mine, and one of them is a rehabilitated, or recovered heroin addict. Another is a coke addict, and another one that kind of doubled with a lot of stuff that he was kind of all over thing. And now all these people don't know each other because I know them in different parts of the country and even the world. But then all of them had something interesting to say that while they were in their addiction and even in the beginning, someone here said like, oh no, an addict just doesn't know that they're becoming an addict and they don't see their behavior as a problem. You know what they all told me? That again, they don't even know they exist one another. They don't even know of each other's existence. Yet they all had the same thing to say, that they were all in denial and they knew it that they had a problem, but they literally masqueraded the problem and they lied to themselves because the very addiction convince them that it's absolutely not a problem. But in the back of their head, right, there is that the consciousness, if you will, like the little angel on the shoulder, always told them that there was a problem, that they had a problem because they saw things crumbling around them. And it's not that they're blind. It's not that they don't feel. It's just that they literally deny. They are in a complete state of radical. They actually said, one of them actually put it this way: it's like radical denial. No one can convince you otherwise. Until again, you hit rock bottom, you lose your family, you lose your properties, or whatever it is that you have that you very much care for. But it's true. I mean, I think I don't know. I would love to talk to a psychologist about this, but these are people that had been in this, and they all told me said things like, "Dude, I was in fucking denial. I was an addict, and I knew what I was doing. I was destroying myself, my family, my children."
Yeah, it's actually all true. So in the beginning of the show, I said that I am an addict. I'm not really. I'm a drug user, but I have been an addict before. When I was 16 to 18 years old, I was hooked on crystal meth
Oh,
and literally did it every day, all day. Um, and I was a low life. And so that's 15 years ago and haven't touched that shit since. But I'll dibble dabble in other things. Um, and yeah, Steph, you're definitely right. Was in denial for a while, and then
congratulations, bro!
I
By the way, and
told
that you've been clean for 15 years, my dude.
you,
That's
yeah.
props to you, man.
So I definitely been there, done that. But you're right though. I was young, and
Yeah,
I changed myself at that point. Yeah, 'cause we all, uh, when we are all as adults and older, we get kind of stuck in our ways, right?
yeah.
And we're stubborn. So if we do start up a addiction at our older age, it probably is going to be harder to kick.
Yeah, of course. Absolutely. Dude, any habit. Bad habits are hard to kick when you're older, you know?
Yeah.
As they say, it's harder to train an old dog. That's what it is. Or teach tricks or new tricks to an old dog. Whatever the saying says. I don't know. But you know what I'm talking about? It's yeah, dude. That's why I always tell people like when they're young, it's like, dude, don't like experiment everything you want and everything, but start building like a good foundation for yourself. You know, good habits, be on time, eat healthy, whatever. Because that shit just gonna stick throughout, right? I mean, maybe not to the same like perfect level, you know, extend of what you're doing when you're like in your 20s or later 20s, because you start, you know, declining a little bit as you get older. You know, things, your life changes, your body changes, your experiences changes, the way the world looks at you changes. Like, you don't look at a 30-year-old, 35-year-old the same way you look at a 25-year-old. You look at a 25-year-old and you're like, oh, this is a baby. This guy or girl is experimenting everything, right? And you give them a lot more fucking space. You know, you give them a lot more room. You're like, no, it's fine. You know, you kind of are more okay with them fucking up. You're kind of more okay with them making mistakes because you understand what they are, right? They're like, these are puppies training. But when you meet a 35-year-old that's fucking up, you're like, Dad, come on, you're 30 fucking 5. Get your shit together. See what I'm talking
Right.
about? It's completely
Yeah.
different. You're a
Hmm.
fucking man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about? And again, I don't behave like that towards like 35 people, 35-year-olds or older, or you know what I mean, that have those issues. I'm a little more benevolent, if you will. But society's ugly. I mean, shit. You know, a lot of people, especially in America. You know, I'm not in America right now, so it's actually kind of cool to see different societies and how they work and the systems and customs and things like that. But especially in America, we don't have fucking time to understand too many, to give ourselves too much to understand the other, right? The fellow man, right, next to us, our neighbors, whatever. And we should have maybe a little more, again, more benevolence, and give your you know, again, your fellow man a little more time and maybe a little more understanding. Maybe our country, if we would do that, wouldn't be as divided as it is right now. Nonetheless, and this is important, nonetheless, in my sole opinion, I think that we should still hold adults accountable for their fucking behavior and actions.
Haven't we always?
Well, no, not really, because right now it's like there's a lot of excusing going on. You know, there's a lot of like, no, it's okay. You know, everything is fine. It's like, no, no, hold on. Yeah, sure, let's be okay with it, but there's a limit to how okay it should be. You know what I mean? And it's the same thing with addiction. You know, it's the same thing with that kind of stuff. The family is gonna be okay and it's gonna accept it, whatever. But then they're gonna reach a point. It's like it's not okay anymore. You know what I mean? I'm done. This is my limit. This is as far as I'm going. If you don't change, then fuck you. Gone. You're out. Or I'm out. Whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. So
Billy Dunn said getting help would be a step.
If
So
you
when
accept that you're an addict, dude, that's like the hardest thing. And then you're already good to, you know, really work on that shit and be honest. And truly be honest.
yeah.
Yeah.
So after carefully thinking about everything, yeah. If I'm dating someone and they become an addict while we're dating, I'm out.
Oh, damn.
I definitely actually won't date an addict. I will date drug users though, because I definitely like drugs. So yeah, but an addict on one particular thing. Thinking back to the way that I was when I was on one thing for 2 years, it was the worst time in my life. I never want to see that type of thing go on in anyone else's life. So yeah, I would be gone if I met an addict. Yeah.
hmm Kawana said, Jason, black people do like chicken unless they're vegan. Hashtag stereotype.
I read that down there. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, come
Kawana, you
on.
fool.
Okay,
This
so
is his idea. This is his idea of helpful discourse, I think.
okay, so we have Kawana saying, who wouldn't want to fix somebody they care deeply for, whether it's a friend I love her, or hell, just someone on the side of the road. Hold on 1 second. Sorry. Someone on side of the road. Is human nature to be compassionate when you like that, then then you're a psychopath, serial killer, narcissist, son of a. Let me, hold on.
Well,
Let me read the rest
all
of the
right,
Yeah.
comment.
all right.
So,
Is
a
that all
son
your
of
Somebody's
phone
going
tap?
off.
Go on,
a sandwich.
go
So
on.
did
You
y'all catch
can try to help
that? Let
somebody.
this to y'all. Who wouldn't want to fix somebody they care deeply for, whether it's a friend, I love her, or hell, just someone on the side of the road? It's human nature to be compassionate when you like that. Then you're a psychopath, serial killer, narcissist, son of a B sandwich. Okay. Hey,
Yeah,
Lamar.
okay.
So, Lamar, we are talking about if you are in a relationship with a drug addict, this person became a drug addict. Do you leave or do you go? Do you have any comments on that? And then we have someone that said, Facebook user said, you don't usually see old addicts. They either die or they just get tired. Supporting a drug habit is a 24/7 job. I agree with
That's
that.
true, Felicia.
I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
And then Kawana says, is Jason watching the days of our lives? I guess we can hear your TV.
I ain't got the TV on. I don't know whose TV you're talking about because I ain't got TV on right now. That's
Okay.
not happening over here. I
Oh,
turned everything off because I thought I should be quiet.
okay. Kawana says, I agree with Jeff. You can't be passive on real shit that could potentially change your path. Hi, Andrea. Andrea says, I have so much to say. I really want to join. Okay, so Andrea, if you want to hop on this live, I would love to have you. So there is a link. I will actually post it again. Click on this link, and you will be able to
What's the
join.
name?
So I'm posting it in the chat for you, so you can hop on. So anybody that wants to hop on live, all they have to do is click on this link here, and you will be able to join the live. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's continue the conversation while we wait for Andrea to join because she wants to chime in on this topic. So we'll continue and then we'll add her on as soon as she gets here. So the comment now is LOL at Chris, I won't date a church girl, but I'll marry a stripper.
I did read that one down there too. I had a good laugh on that. That's so funny. Damn right. Damn right. That's
Andrea,
all
let
I
me
gotta
know
say.
if that
Damn
link
right.
is working for you.
What's that?
I was telling Andrea to let me know if that link is working for you, if it isn't working for you.
Okay. Okay.
So Julian says, have an ultimatum. So how
Oh
do you
yeah. Well, right.
feel about
Well, yeah, no, it's true. I agree with ultimatums. I think that they're healthy. You know what I mean? At least for not necessarily the addicted part of the relationship, but for the one trying to help the addicted person, because it gives somewhat of a limit. For you to not cross, to still care about yourself and your self esteem and who you are. Because again, in an
Yeah,
addiction,
you gotta have a
especially in a
boundary.
relationship, whether if you're not the addicted part of it, you are still compromised. Your feelings are involved, and
So
you're
the only way that I would ever give an ultimatum is if a girl and I owned a house together or something.
right, right,
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Any
It's
other
a
way,
lot more
any other
serious. Yeah,
Unless
yeah.
you got a mortgage
situation,
on it.
I'm
Well,
out. I'm out. Hell no. I don't. I definitely disagree with ultimatums unless there's something on the line, like a house. If it's a car, I'm out. That that's okay. Fuck it. But something more serious,
So
yeah.
you're only, so you're more worried maybe on the financial side, like something that it's more legally bounding.
Yeah, that I mean, when you if you lose a house, I mean
Oh,
that's
there
like
I am.
What?
losing a fucking leg.
No,
But
no, no. I know. That's true. But I also think that there is a lot of that there's space for you to be concerned of your mental health and your emotional health and your self-esteem and how much you're willing to put up with someone with such an issue. You know what I mean? So I think that ultimatum, I don't necessarily like the word ultimatum. I think is a little too drastic. It's a little too radical. Again, not too.
Then you've never dated an addict.
Yeah, no. Well, I don't have to date one. I've had one. I've had some in my family related to me.
Oh, I stand corrected. It can be a relative as well. That you for like the real
Yeah,
experience.
so
You know.
I don't necessarily think that, and I did give that person an ultimatum. And that person was extremely close to me, and I had to, in other words, kind of, for lack of
That.
better word, kind of pull the trigger on the ultimatum and make it happen and say, I told you, this was as far as I was willing to go, and you didn't keep your part of the deal, because that was a deal
Well,
we made, right? It's
let me
like,
ask you. When you guys use the word lover, do you mean your lover? Because like if it's your husband and he's your lover, or your boyfriend that you're in a monogamous committed
oh,
relationship with,
well,
or is it just
as
lover, like side bitch lover? You know what I'm saying? Or just casual sex, booty call lover? I don't know. Because then
We're
the
talking
answer
about
changes. Like I
lover
think it was.
relationship, committed relationship.
Well, why don't you say that?
then what do you say, lover?
If you want to speak on Andrea, if you want to speak on, side bitch, side piece, whatever you want to booty call, speak it. I think she got disconnected, so we'll add her back.
Yeah,
I was
Oh,
driving. It,
she's on. She's coming.
there she is.
Oh,
Oh, not again. Man, I'm impatient. I wanna hear what this woman's got to say.
Don't
yeah.
be
I
all.
know, I know. I genuinely do want to hear what she's wants to say. I mean, she was kind of on a good time. You're like, all right, let's see what, and then the fucking internet breaks it all up. Oh my god.
Evil
so
internet. Right.
what else?
Did
What
we
else we
lose
got?
her?
I don't know.
Oh,
Wait,
hold
got her to
She's
mute.
coming back. She's coming back.
There she
she's
goes. There
she's
she goes.
here.
I mean, could I be more challenged? God. Okay, so I mean, is it my turn?
Yeah, we're all waiting on you.
Oh, okay. I've been both the addict on the addict end and as the lover of the addict friend, and I think it's about. I think you guys use the word ultimatum the way that I use boundaries, and I think that what it means is that what you say and do match, and it's up to each individual to determine. I mean, I've never known a person who's addicted to marijuana to like steal my jewelry so that they could go out and get more
That's
marijuana.
right. That's right.
Where I can tell you that I've also never met a heroin addict who didn't end up in an institution or prison. I mean, I don't, from far as I know, you can't use it recreationally. So I think for me, anyway, for sure, it would be relative to what is the addict, how far in it, on what is it that will dictate how I conduct my end of the deal, to stay or go. I mean, maybe I have to get more food if they have the munchies all the time, but if they're going to be stealing while I'm sleeping, I'm not even giving it an ultimatum
No,
because
no,
it's a
no.
no win situation. You see what I'm saying?
Right. Absolutely.
And like, I think it was Chris who said it depends on what's on the line. Obviously, for me, not obvious for everybody, but for me, if you're married, you have children, you own a business together, there are other things other binds that tie, that would make it more, what's the word I'm looking for? It would behoove me to at least give it an effort. But as far as the compassion, if I could help every single addict out there, I would. Of course, I'm a compassionate person. It's my thing.
Yeah.
But it's hard to help someone who doesn't want to help themselves, and it's hard when you can't see, when you're in the throes of it, when you can't even see or understand what they're talking about, that you even need to get help if you want it. So,
Yeah.
but end of the day, like, time doesn't, it's not like it's not a dress rehearsal. You can never get the time back. There's no do-overs. So, personally,
right,
I mean,
yeah.
if I knew this shit when I was younger, there's no freaking way I would have ever even tried drugs, ever. What a waste of time. No one was ever on their deathbed, oh, gee, if I only would have tried LSD or smoke pot. You know, it's like always like, oh, I wanted to go fishing or buy a motorhome or see Europe or, you know, so.
Yeah.
I mean, they told us that drugs were bad, but they didn't get the whole, they didn't explain the depth and the different threads. They just said, you know, this is your brain, you put an egg in a pan, this is your brain on drugs. They didn't say, you know, you could, like, lose your relationship with your God or not reach your full potential. You know what I'm saying? Did anybody else in my age group remember that commercial? Whatever happened to that commercial, the egg on the pan?
That was Reagan's presidency. That was Reagan's government.
Was, oh, yeah, you're right. This is your brain. And then that,
don't do drugs. Remember?
This is your brain on drugs. That was a classic.
Just say no, right? How that worked well, didn't it? Yeah, damn.
Just say no. But
Oh, good to see you too, Chris. Where'd he go? Oh, did Chris leave?
No. It's like we all have internet connections. He's coming back, I'm sure. I had internet connections, you know. Yeah.
I'm sure.
And for whatever it's worth, like Chris and I were in the same household at the time, you know. So it's when he shares his experience, it's interesting at the group level to hear it from someone who was right by my side at that time. In that, you know what I'm saying? Not that you're referring to that one. God, I mean, what a blessing. Because other people say that they never touched their life. Like I heard someone in Al-Anon say, if you have a mailman, you qualify. Because everybody knows somebody, even if it's the friend of or the relative of that somebody, and alcoholism or drug addiction, and it weaves its way in like a creepy little virus, right?
Yeah.
And it's the depth of which it impacts. Even once you get into recovery, now you just want to date someone and you meet them at a meeting, it's like you're fishing in polluted water because at any time they could relapse or not. Yeah. You know, you're still dating someone who was once an addict. So yeah, it's a lifelong ramification.
Andrea, let me ask you this question. And now you said that you actually I guess you were roommates with Chris at some point. Do you ever talk to him? Well, no, I mean, or live in the same house or something you mentioned, but do you talk to him? Okay, but do you guys talk about this with each other or with other people with the same issues and kind of share?
At the time?
Yeah.
At the time, you mean?
Well, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We were talking about it. And I can remember being at one of Christmas or Thanksgiving or whatnot, about a personal with people that we or persons that they've turned their life. Yeah, and on just Christopher, we actually talk about it many times. How could we not?
No,
it's everywhere. You can. I don't know what it's like where y'all are, but in Los Angeles, all you have to do. There's an alcoholic who siestas every afternoon on my front lawn. This is his happy hour spot.
Really?
You know, I see him sleeping on the corner across the street during the day. I don't know where he goes at night, but my house is his happy hour. And now, you know, we have a relationship because I said hi, and I go hungry. Brought him some macaroni and cheese. Now every morning he's like, "How are you?"
Well, at least you're friendly to the guy. That's nice.
Like I said.
But
Now we lost.
Valente said no ultimatum become the ultimate bluff.
Ultimatum's worthless if you don't follow through.
Yeah.
You got if you give someone an ultimatum and you don't make them, you know, adhere to it, then yeah, it is a bluff. But why would they take you seriously?
Mm-hmm. Y'all remember Bernsky, the Heron basketball player? He had his highs and he had his lows. Okay.
Wait, I went on and came back on again. Did someone say about meaning what you say and saying what you mean about that won't take you seriously?
Oh, yeah.
I
that was the
But worse than that, you can't take yourself seriously because your subconscious also says, you remember when you said you were going to do that and now it doesn't match what you said you were going to do. And so then you can take it on. It just kind of, see what I mean about every thread. They don't rain on drugs, egg in a pan. That doesn't say, yeah, and then you're feeling less about yourself and you'll say you're going to leave, but you'll stay. I mean, that's on your own psyche is like factual, you know? Not only does the addict know that you're pushed over, but your subconscious does, and it never snaps. I don't know about your subconscious, but mine is always at work.
Well, yeah, because if you make an ultimatum or you make a condition on staying or not staying, and you back off of it, it's going to be easier the next time to give in again. You know, it just makes it, you know, every you can rationalize an excuse every time.
Yeah.
So I think we have talked about this topic for like an hour. So we're gonna move on to the next topic. We had some good point of views, some good feedback. The next topic, if anybody wants to chime in on this last topic before we move, I think we have a comment coming in.
Oh my God, that's a long comment.
Because I was being lied by an ex and she was spending a lot of my money but secretly snorting with other people, so it's a no for me. Can't deal with it. I was lied to by everyone just to find out that they were all on drugs and I didn't know. And what is the rest of the comment? I didn't know I had to find out from a family member which was also on drugs, so it's a little confusing for me to deal with. Okay, so we have somebody that strictly says no, I can't do with it. I can't deal with it.
What a healthy person. What a healthy person.
Well, I mean that goes back to what we were talking about before. If it's someone who's not being straight with you, they're doing it behind your back. That's already a trust issue. That could be something that would damage the relationship regardless of
whether you're on drugs or not, right?
I definitely agree. I have family who is on drugs and it's more painful than anything because they don't care and they are going to do what they want to do.
Yeah, that's hard to manage, because if someone's not willing to even work for themselves, let alone for relationships around them, then there's not a whole lot you can do for them. Sometimes you just gotta, it doesn't mean you have to stop caring about them, but it means that maybe you can't invest as much of your time and energy and emotions into their situation.
I agree with that. So moving on to topic number 2, should you sleep your way to the top?
Why not?
You fuck for the promotion.
Do you get it in writing though? Because there's no there's no guarantees after the shenanigan that you're going to get the. That's why I never did it. Not the fact that I never. I don't know, babe.
It should have to be in writing. It should have to be in writing in order to get it. The promotion.
Right, which it can't be. Which it can't be because it's not lawful. So I don't. If I could get it, if I could do it, I would.
It's technically illegal. I think it's
it's a merit. It counts. There's special skills you can put. Casting couch type.
I got a cat trying to climb on my shoulder here. Hold on. I got a cat on my shoulder. This cat wanted to tell you.
So, Jason, you say you have to. There are this stuff happens. People are doing this all the time.
I know it happens.
They're not getting this in writing like, hey, here's my slip. Here's my document. Signed on
here's my booty slip for my promotion. Exactly. I think it. I think it should be allowed, because it's technically not illegal, but I think it's fair to everyone else to know straight up you got the promotion because you're banging the boss. I think that that way when they're interacting with you on a professional level, they might be a little more cautious about giving you a lot of responsibility, because obviously you didn't get hired because of your competence. I think everyone else around you should at least know that you banged your way to the top.
So you think you're saying that basically there should be a signed document because it's not illegal, and everybody should
Yeah,
know.
you should have you should have
Everybody-
you should have a nameplate on your desk that says "Company Ho," and then it's so good. That's the way it is.
Oh my goodness, that is hilarious. So they should have a placard or something on their desk.
We just gotta know where everything's at. We just gotta know where things are coming from. That's all.
So it should be obvious to everyone that this person lacks the skills to qualify for the job, but they
you're not
got
qualified, and if you're my boss, I'll say, yeah, okay, no problem. I'll go do whatever, but I'll go do whatever job you're telling me to do. But I should at least be aware of the fact that you may or may not have the qualifications to be doing this job. So I can make sure that the company stays functional while you're banging the boss.
So, Chris, how do you feel about that?
Well, and not being sexist, being funny. I've never had a woman boss, but I have tried to bang my boss's daughter.
Do you think that would have helped your job?
Will that qualify you for
I don't know. I probably would have still got fired.
You probably would have got fired. See, that's the thing.
Yeah, so that qualify for a demotion or a promotion.
I got fired either way. So,
so the question is, would you do it? Would you
bang the boss's daughter?
Obviously.
I know. Yeah, and I have no problems with gay sex, but if I had, because I'm a straight male, if I had a female boss, you know me though, I like to just fuck everything, so it's like yeah, I would bang my boss. I would, even if I would get fired, I would just find a new job. But I really do like I really do like the topic. To me, in my professional job right now, fucking your way to the top, it struck me differently.
Okay, how so?
Well, because my job is fucking. So, and yeah, I did have to, bang out like 1,500 scenes, and I'm now at the top. I had to bang like 1,500 to 2,000 women.
He has to do his job.
So, and now I'm a very, very well respected performer. I did my due diligence. I stayed strong. Was an upstanding, great person to everyone, and I landed a really, really great gig. So I'm at the top, and I fucked to get there. So
he obviously is on board with it.
Right. Yeah. But I do definitely like the topic. And my answer is yes, I would try and bang to get to the top if I had a corporate job or something like that. Absolutely.
Okay. So what was that, Jason? I couldn't quite hear you when you were speaking.
Oh, no, I said in Chris's situation, he's going to have to bookkeep his way to the top.
When I was gone from the conversation, I had to take care of a few messages, plan some sex. That's my booking. Really great.
I was thinking more like ledgers and accounting and shit.
Yeah.
What if you're qualified for the position, but you would have been overlooked due to seniority, and all you had to do was bang the bus to become the first round draft pick?
Bang the bus?
Yeah, what is,
I think he meant boss.
what is the bus?
The boss.
Maybe this is guy talk. Guy talk.
No, I think he there are fetishists who seem into inanimate objects. Maybe he actually meant a bus.
So, Kawana, can
I've
you
been
speak
to
on that? What is the bus? What is the bus?
Boss. I
Oh,
think it's supposed
okay.
to mean boss.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Because I'm like, so let's go back to it. So, what if you qualify for the position, but you would have been overlooked due to seniority, and all you had to do was bang the boss to become the first round draft pick?
Oh, well,
Okay.
like I said, I think that it should, that should be a known quantity. People should be. It shouldn't be like you did something in secret. Like it's like the same thing as like did you go to the boss and give the boss, like sneak $50 in the boss's hand to pick you. It's the same shit. But I think people should just know about it. People should just know that this is how you qualified for that position, and that's why I think
Is everyone still there?
And
Like
that's
what?
why
What? Scarlet letter?
the placard, the what did you call it, Jason? The company hoe.
the company hoe, the placard with the company hoe.
I can't hear a thing.
Oh goodness. So we have a comment from Dre Young.
I think that's worse when they just sleep with everyone in the company and they don't advance. That's worse.
That's worse. Yeah. See, there should be an agreement
At
on
least
the
get
table.
something for your.
Exactly.
No, the thing about it is that it takes away from the level playing field. I mean, I don't believe there really is one. Like it's still a man's world, and then some women would say, "Oh, I don't buy that or believe you," and then then some people will be able to sleep to their way to at least an audition to the top, or I don't know. It's just, wouldn't it be great in a perfect world if every individual could just be that individual? I could apply it by number. Then it wouldn't matter if you're black or white or a woman or a dwarf or whatever special interest group if it was just really on the merits of the position. But when's that going to happen? Where's that land?
There's always some reason someone, that maybe someone who didn't deserve it gets ahead. So, I think it should just be
nepotism or whatever.
That's what
the person was bad. Yeah.
So I want to read Dre Young's comment. I think you shouldn't. I did once, but it was kind of different. She was an assistant promoted to the boss, and I got promoted from supervisor to assistant. And we were living together in my house. It was kind of weird, but she ended up losing her job and mine. SMH. Never mix business with pleasure unless pleasure is part of the business.
Of the business.
Because insecurities kill a lot of your potential come ups. Yeah.
Well, that goes back to should you or shouldn't you. If you're trying to sleep your way to the top because you're insecure, rather than just using your using your hoo-ha to get somewhere to the top is different. Some people are like, is it an accidentally you got that come up, or did you, with the intention, only sleep with the person so that you could get the promotion, so to speak?
Right.
Yeah. But it still is and always is unlawful. Just want to say that one more time. And considered.
Andrea, say that again.
No, it's unlawful. It's against the law. Not this spiritual one from the church, the actual one where you go to, it's like, you're not allowed to do that. You can't pay with your hoo-ha. It's called prostitution and it's a jailable offense.
Well, Jason spoke about this earlier. He said it's not illegal. It's not illegal.
It's not illegal. Oh, I guess if you wait, let's see. I hear you saying, okay, so when you sleep your way to the top, does it if your superior says, hey, if you sleep with me, I'll give you a promotion, he is definitely doing a jailable offense. You cannot do that because, I guess, or what? Unless you're not fired? No, it's not okay. So I don't think there's a law the way I'm saying it.
Someone did report that is illegal in that sense.
Right. I think it's pretty illegal to put that on the line. You can't do that to people. in our
Hey,
culture.
I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay.
I'll be
Well,
right back.
So back to the Dre Young responded to your question, Andrea. He said that she promoted me. So I think you asked him a question. He said she promoted me. He was the one that mentioned that he slept with his boss who got promoted. Then he was promoted. Then she ended up losing her job, and
And then
then
he went with, and then you lost his, right?
yep, yes. So for me, I wouldn't sleep my way to the top. I mean, I know people that do that and it works for them, but I just personally believe that it's not this serious to sleep my way to the top position. What do you guys feel out there? Those of you that are tuning in watching, what is your feedback? Do you sleep your way to the top? Is it a big deal for you, or is it okay? So we have one person that commented and said, I wouldn't. Then we have a couple people that said, yes, they would. Did Jason say what he would do? Or did he just talk about it?
Is that Jason? Jason from the bowling alley, Jason?
Yes.
Hi, Jason.
I hear you talking about me.
Oh, there he is. Hi.
I'm listening. I was just off camera because I had to go get my dinner.
So Jason,
That's
did you actually
Hey, how's it going? I'm gonna give me 1 more second. I'll be right back. I gotta put you on pause again.
Sophia, you said that it's not that serious, right? Okay. I don't think that people sleep their way to the top unless they're motivated by getting to the top. Like, I don't think that, let me just use show business, okay, as a metaphorically. I don't think that unless you want to be an iconic level or at the top of the game, whatever that is, in, like pop singer or director, whatever, I don't think anyone sleeps with anyone so they can be on craft services.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't know, if we say to sleep your way to the top, you don't think it's that serious, but what if perhaps you could sleep your way to keeping your, I guess that's the part that makes it illegal, sleep your way to a promotion and thereby a raise and give your kids a better life because you'd have more money for more clothes or private school, or, you know what I mean? That's my question to you.
Yeah, I understand all of that. I'm not saying getting to the top is,
but isn't that
serious. There are plenty of motivated people, but there are certain things or certain paths that they will take. That's just not one of them for me. I'll have to figure it out.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying, because I'm just not going to be passing out ass just to get to the top, So for some people, it doesn't matter to them. They're like, okay, if I got to do that, that's easy peasy. You know what? Let me get this.
Some people would prefer to do that than the other, I don't know, take a class or whatever it is to get the promotion.
So we have a comment from Mark. People sleep their way to the top when they're too lazy to put in the work to get there. Ooh, that's good. So is it a matter of that? They're too lazy. They want to take the easy way out. I like that. That's a different point of view.
Is that from a man or a woman?
Either. Let's say either.
I can't say either because I've never heard from anyone I know or on television or anything. I've never known that a man, well, I guess unless who had a female superior who said, give me some action or else, or if you want that job at the promotion, you have to sleep with me. I think it's happening. We just don't hear about it, I guess. That's why this discussion is poignant, right?
Because the men are not going to complain about that. They're going to be like, sign me up.
Why? It's a win-win. What am I thinking? Right. Hello. Right.
Didn't we just heard Chris say he want to fuck everything. And so
he's not
going to be the one in HR's office talking about he was harassed. He's going to be in the office saying, where is that ass that you said I have? That's really good. I like that. I want to go to the next comment, and we're going to come back to that because I want Jason to talk about this comment here. So the next comment is, don't do it. Keep your treasure in the chest. That's the side.
Oh, good one. Good little metaphor.
So Jason, let's go back to this one. Mark says people sleep their way to the top when they're too lazy to put in the work to get there. I think
it was a man who said that.
Well, I think I think that might be true, but like I said, I think that that if you're going to do it, everyone should know that's what happened, just so they know
And
how
how
to
do you
deal
think
with
we
you.
should do that, Jason? With some kind of a letter, or like a scarlet letter, I mean, or like a special uniform, like
Yeah, no, it should be there should be a bulletin board in the break room
so that
say
what?
so and so bang so and so, so now they're in charge.
Hey, seriously, are you serious?
Wow.
I mean, what does that do for company morale?
Oh, fuck up the month.
That would be terrible. I'm just saying if
On the bulletin
it's
board.
that's why people shouldn't do it. But if they were to do it, I think everyone
Oh,
should know about it.
if it okay. And by the way, I'm pretty sure that everyone does, especially if it's like the other person who mentioned they're too lazy to do the work. Eventually, doesn't it catch up to you? Like if you do need that skill set and you just got there because you slept with someone. I mean, eventually,
Yeah,
it doesn't.
That's why I was saying that, if you that's why I think other employees should know about it, so
To
they
be
know
in
when
the
they're talking
know.
with you that you might be a moron.
And then you know what that's going to actually create is
Animosity in the workplace.
a work environment that doesn't really work, because we're always going to be looking at this person like you ain't do nothing to get here.
Right. So why should I bother? Because you're just going to do it with your hoo-ha. So why should I try to be better at my job? It's just bad.
Exactly.
And yeah.
And that's why it's a bad idea. But I'm saying if it happens, I think it should be all out in the open.
I think eventually if you make it to the real top, it becomes in the book and everyone knows eventually anyway.
Yeah. And then who do you bang in once you're at the top?
Oh, there's never an end to the top. There's always a higher. No, right. But see, I can see where that could be a predicament for women.
Hold up, Jason.
You sleep your way back down. Because I go to get a job, and they always say you're overqualified. And I sleep my way down.
Again. The Suki's life.
Hold up. Did you just say you're overqualified? So they
always say that to me, even on my dumbed down resume. Like when the COVID happened, and I didn't want to get stuck at home. I was like, I'll go get an essential job, right? So I'm always at Lowe's or Home Depot. So I applied for a job at Lowe's, and the guy said, not with my real resume, my dummy down resume. He said to me, "You're overqualified to be a cashier and underqualified to sell cabinetry." That was his answer. So my question is, can you sleep your way down instead of to the top? To cashier. No, that's a real story. Early in the COVID, that happened. Overqualified to be a cashier. I wasn't trying to work in the day. I was trying to stock the shelves at nighttime. I was trying to be a cashier. Which is what
I think you look around enough, you could probably find a job that would hire you to stock shelves at night if you had sex with them.
What did you say?
Again, honestly, sometimes those moments where you just want what you want. You don't have, like, for people like myself who have a real resume full of immediate gratification, and you would be willing to do that just to not be stuck in the house during a COVID, for example, or because you need an extra money for whatever reason, and then maybe perhaps you regret it because it's stocking the shelf. Oh, or you could sleep with them while you're stocking the shelves.
Yeah. Okay, so
do it on yourselves.
Here, I will create a scene. You're standing in front of the shelf. There's someone behind you next to a box of product. They're standing next to a box of product that's open. You're in front of them. You're going at it. They hand you an item from the box, and you put it on the shelf while you're banging it. Perfect.
They call that multitasking.
Yeah, exactly. It would work perfectly.
I didn't take a break today. I worked during my break.
There you go. There you go. You got the idea.
Think about the time you'd have free to go back to school and whatnot.
Oh,
you could be reading a book while you're doing it.
I've been telling people that for years. Don't worry, I got this. I'm doing it as we speak. But
yeah, totally.
Kawana says, what if it's not you trying to fuck your way to the top, but your boss thinks you're hot and wants to fuck you, and they like you as a person, and they want to see you do that?
They want to see you do better. Oh, isn't that thoughtful? That's to me. I love that. That's excellent.
Okay. And then what do they do?
They're just doing it for your own good. Because they like you so much. It's for
oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say to that.
They're trying to help you do the sex better.
And then
You
Delia
think you're
said,
not qualified for that?
No, but wait, can we go back to that for 1 second about that? I just want to see you do better. A lot of darker, what's sort of like personality disorder type superiors in the workplace use that angle injuriously to the employee who's already being insulted by the demand to give up sexual favor to keep and or advance in their job. You know, it's a mind fuck, and it's
Yeah.
just horrible.
So don't get
while it's
sworn in the
funny,
position of power.
it's
Apparently,
really, it happens a lot. It happens. And if your employer or a supervisor has a narcissistic personality disorder, not just like full of themselves narcissists, you know, like many people in Los Angeles or in show business, we all have narcissistic, like a real deal narcissistic personality disorder, and it's a mind fuck. And that's not, and no one should have to go to work, and that's the whole idea behind all these movements. I mean, you should be able to go to work, do your job, maybe not even enjoy it, but get paid for what you were there. You're not supposed to endure. You're supposed to have to endure, unless that's in the job. You know, what do you call the job? What do you call it? The tasks,
job
the list,
description.
job duty list. Yeah, and the job duties. You know, it's just not. It's just cruel.
yeah. So we're gonna go to
Yeah,
the
they're gonna
next.
put the banging in the handbook.
It is not correct.
Yeah, but they should. They should put it in the handbook.
They should, in real life handbook. The real life is that things just shit isn't just fair all the time, or for some people most of the time, and this is how it is. Go accordingly.
That's true
There's
too.
not even a song about it.
Delia says nothing is guaranteed. So basically, you
That's
can
what
do
I
all
want in
this
writing.
stuff and you don't get anything. That's why Andrea was like, "Where are the documents?"
Right.
Can I
Because
get them
what's my recourse? What's my recourse? Because I don't, I mean, a lot of people would say I sleep my way to the top, but I'm like, how do you know for sure if it's not in writing that I mean, if I was the kind of person who was auditioning people on the casting couch, I would say, oh, you need to make the cut. I mean, they said if you sleep with me, I'll put you in a film. Yeah, but not behind the scenes, or yeah, not that film. I mean, I wanted a starring role, or there's no, you know what I'm saying? So it's just
Yeah.
not, yeah.
Right, you find yourself a background extra in a nothing film.
You know what would be worse is if you had the option, if you approached and said, you know, I could do sexual favor, and they turned you down. That could be injurious to your ego. That's why
Yeah,
this
I
is
know,
supposed
right?
it's supposed to not be on the workplace. This is not supposed to be in the workplace. People have to work to support themselves, right? Their livelihood, their existence is being threatened. It's hard enough just with like not having a handicap, or, you know, if you like blind or deaf, you know, just regular human being with all the blessings that you can get to go to work and just be treated with some, I want to say fairness, let alone dignity.
Right.
You know, yeah. Sounds like I have a lot of job experience, doesn't it?
Dre
Yeah.
said, nah, I got the supervisor position on my own. I worked my ass off, but she got promoted and promoted me along with her. Oh, okay. All
All
right.
right.
So,
Well, I mean, then that's
Oh,
just
that's it.
incidental that
Yeah.
you were fucking. It's no big deal.
what did you say?
I
There's
said then
something
it's
to
just.
be said about. Go ahead.
I was just going to say then that in that case it's more incidental that they were having sex. It wasn't a condition of the situation. So that's different.
Yeah.
Coincidental?
Incidental, coincidental. I'd say
No, I
incidental.
wasn't sure what you said. Oh, you say I didn't hear you.
Yeah, I just think that him getting the promotion when she got promoted was not entirely based on them having sex. It doesn't sound like. It sounds like more like they were all ready to get kind of hooking up or whatever, and then she got promoted and brought him along with because he could do the job. That's what it sounds like.
Right, I'm not sure it's relevant to the topic because I don't know that I don't know. I guess if you're part of a team, like if I was an attorney and I got a promotion or made partner, wouldn't I take my legal secretary with me?
Yeah, probably. I mean, if you
And if
like
they
them.
let me go, wouldn't I also take her with me? They wouldn't keep her on. It's the only reference I can come up with. But again, I don't have enough work experience to say. I just think that a lot of people swoop in on people's, what do you call it, coattails? You know, look, some people call them blessings. Some people say it was the right place at the right time. You know, and other people, they say, I'm going to find me the company, what'd you call it? The company hoe, and see if I can't work for her. So when she gets to grow, I go with. I mean, there's a lot of people that have that kind of forethought, you know, more than we think.
And so
Which is just another for you to
comment. Once you're at the top, Mark says, once you're at the top, you bang those below you to surround yourself with people you like.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. Sure.
It's
Andrea,
dark.
you have a perplexed
It,
look on your face.
it's so dark because it's look at people that do it. The people that utilize the authority to promote or fire, or actually, yeah, either way, based on sexual favor, is it not a person who's trying to get laid? It's a person who's trying to dominate. You know, the sex is out there. You don't have to do it to the people that are working for you, and so that's the part that makes the personality disorder, right? What do they call that? It's an ism. Oh yeah, narcissism. No, Machiavellism, I think it's called. You know, I mean, like when Trump was running for office, and he said, "Did you see what she looks like?" And the lady, by most Western culture standards, was what one would consider on the unattractive scale more than the sexy, hot girl at the office scale. Okay, and he said, "I wouldn't bang that," something inappropriate. But I thought to myself, yeah, right. But that's not why, guys. I mean, when you check it, look at the people who've been approached by their superior in that manner. They don't have any kind of look in common. It's about being able to control.
Typically, yeah.
And that's the guy who doesn't do the work, because that's the person, guy or girl, that doesn't do the work to be respected and to ask, well, what do you need to dominate me if we can't control yourself? It's just sad.
Yeah. Sleeping
I
your
mean,
way to the top only works well if you are in the escort business. Master your craft.
but what is the top of the escort business? What is that? What position is that? And I don't mean sexually.
Chime in on what is the top of the escort business. No big clients.
I don't know.
Isn't it like equal? I mean,
well, I would think that. I mean, if you could, I guess you could, get a bunch of.
Since you're an independent contractor anyway, I mean, where are you trying to advance to, madam?
Yeah, I mean that's about it. I mean, you could be running several independent escorts under your wing or something. That's about as far as you could go, I would think.
But I mean, you could also just start your own service.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah. Okay.
Pun intended.
Dre says, that's really what happened though. I spent all my money on my kids and she spent all her money on me. But she did have a mental disorder, which I found out later. And that's the reason we lost our job, because she couldn't keep her shit together. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. That's kind of, you lose your job whether you slept with the person or not. If you lose if your mental disorder and you lose your shit at work, right? That's not unreasonable.
So
no, that I've seen that more than once.
I mean, for all you know, that fact that she did was sexually maybe he gave her more chances on the mental tip that we even know about,
Maybe.
He was like, well, she did for me. I should try to keep her on longer. But I mean, you can only keep someone who's mentally unwell at the office on for so long.
Yeah, that's true.
So, Dre, was that so you say you lost your job? So was it because everybody knew you were sleeping together, or just because she lost hers, then you lost yours? How did that
work? To know that, yeah.
So if you want to chime in on that. And Andrea, you were going to say something. What were you going to say?
I was wondering that myself. See, when we're on this, what's it called, platform that we're using, the letters are so small of the comments. It's if I had a telescope, I couldn't see it. Okay, so and if I go, I can read seriously. But God, there's no magnifier big enough for me. But when I go, and I can see the comments, then I can't be in the form platform.
Yeah, I try to read them for everyone so that we can hear them out loud. Did you miss?
I'm really glad that you do that. I missed all of them. I can't see that small.
So you heard the ones that I read, though.
I'm trying. I'm putting that together now. Well, first of all, that and the fact that you're not looking. This is my first time on Restream, and I can see that you're not looking toward the camera. I can see you're looking down. So I assumed that you were doing that.
Oh yeah. So I'm also
I'm like a little virgin at this.
Dre says because
To be a virgin.
the higher ups found out we were an item and I was under her and the entire office staff got fired along with her. Oh wow.
Yeah, of course.
Oh wow.
I mean, most jobs now when you apply, they tell you can't have a relationship with one of your coworkers. I think like management can't have a relationship with if you wear a white collar, you can't have a relationship with someone in the blue collar section. Sometimes but there's always something about some kind of rules about it at most places where corporate America is the employer. They have those seminars where people have to learn about what's right and wrong. And then, I mean, where are we supposed to meet people? I mean, we're at work 40 hours a week, let's say. I mean, where are you supposed to meet people? On the freeway on the way home? I mean, a lot of people think that's a good career. I could meet somebody that I have things in common or like with, and we could build a life together. I mean, that's terrible. I mean, right now, because of the Me Too movement, not that I support trying to control people or make them sleep their way to the top. You can't even say, your boss can't say to you, I like your haircut. It's considered sexual harassment. Mm-hmm. The pendulum swings way too far in both directions, I feel.
Yeah, I agree.
Strict guidelines here.
But with sleeping together on the job, it can affect a lot of things because then you have a person saying, "Oh, I feel that this person is being favored or treated better."
Even if they're not. Even if right, so it really fucks the person, even if they have the merit anyway. Ultimately, because they're only keeping it. This just feels it's just not a good office environment. The whole workplace, the energy of it shifts. But it's fair. So what do we do about it? Whether you should or shouldn't do it. How do we? How do we remedy the situation?
I think what you guys said earlier. Get it in writing and get your company company whole name tag.
Exactly.
Right, like something they say is and the one says company no.
Yeah.
I think I saw an ad for that on the Craigslist anyway.
Company ho?
Yeah, under gigs. Under the no.
Yeah.
But it's just not in writing. Like they'll call it something else, like looking for an assistant, but then they'll put what she looks like or he looks like, and then they'll say in exchange for part of your salary or part of your job pay is shelter, like a home or a room in a house, or they disguise it. They just kind of paint it in a way, like they call the pets. You know how to sell pets on there? They call it a rehoming fee. I mean, come on. So when I say that, it's like, it doesn't say wanted, codependent with no self-esteem, to kiss my ass all day. But you can read through the lines. Like, I can't believe that so many times I think this job is perfect for me. And the word is looking for a young girl. And I'm like, wow, then I'm out, and I can do everything on there, probably better than the young girl too. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm charming, I'm funny, or I could be a stewardess, but no, they don't want people my age group. I don't know why.
Yeah, but when you said Craigslist, there's all sorts of things on Craigslist because there was a guy in the LA area, actually the valley of the LA area, as he was a producer for a film company, and he would have these girls show up and audition, and then he said, "Well, I have to perform a physical." So these girls were for an acting position. He went to jail and served time over it. And so
part of the physical exam was like intercourse. Like, even if he just caught the feel.
The details. They did say that he physically touched them and messed with them. Some of the girls claimed. And
I think what I mean about the in writing part, though. This comes back around to that. This comes back about the in writing. It's only on the IFCOM. First of all, the guy was never he probably wasn't even a director, right? I mean, okay, but even if he did, you don't know. Like, some people come here from other places. They're very naive. They're young. They have dreams and aspirations. And they think, company physical, they're looking for somebody fit. Maybe it's part of the role. Or they don't know because they're naive and they didn't grow up in the city or something. And the next thing you know, they're sexually trafficked. And they're, you know what I mean? They're so, I'm going to say not naive, like ignorant of the present status of mankind and what happens in the world today. With a little bit of knowledge, they have just their dreams and their aspirations to guide them, and that's oftentimes to become victim. I mean, predators don't look for people who are savvy.
Yeah,
because that kind of ruins their game if you know.
Well, yeah, right, because it's a lot. Right, exactly.
And
And should we wear a tag for that?
What did you say?
I mean, I don't need to wear a tag, but so oftentimes we say, "Oh, I can't believe you're single. You know, you're this, you're that, you're this, you're that." It's like, well, look where I am. I mean, okay, like around me. I mean, the person, like, let's say a surgeon is in bed right now. He's got to get up and go to surgery in the morning, right? Surgery's at 5 a.m. He can't really be out at 2 a.m. So the people around me, the element that's lesser, let's say, not candidate worthy, or often, let's put it this way, oftentimes either are in the business of drugs, sexual favor, or on parole or probation, like they're not employed, morning or otherwise, right? They just like the music, let's say. And so, but there's a thing like on a table, so God, no one even here is asking me for my number. What the heck, you know? Maybe I am looking old, but I realize there's a thing about my energy or my persona. This is don't bother, because you know what I'm saying? Like whenever a guy comes up to me or a security guard goes, stay away from them because what they're trying to do is, and they'll fill in the blank, right? Whatever you come up with, they're not going to come to me, regardless of how old I am, because there's predators. They have that little sonar or radar inside of them. Who can I victimize? They don't waste their time. So that's another tragic circumstance.
So Mark wants to ask you a question, Andrea. Andrea, are you a lawyer or work in a legal environment? You sound knowledgeable.
No, but I'm a know-it-all. I'm such a know-it-all, though, right? Well, no, actually, that's actually, you want to know where I got that example? I got it from the King of Queens, the show, The King of Queens. So I was trying to come up with one that would be relevant. I mean, I've never been in the entertainment industry either, although I am entertaining, I'm told. So, I mean, my background is in education. I've never had a little kid or a student say, "Hey, can I sleep with you to get an A on a test?" I mean, that would be, in addition to it, more, for me, ethically wrong pedophile, So, I mean, that's just wrong altogether. Sleep my way to the top of the report card and whatnot. And then the rest has been like in industrial or automotive. So, Anyway, usually I'm related to the boss, so no one comes to me anyway. Usually I'm working with a family member. No. But I think I know what they're saying, because I have been a victim to a narcissistic personality disorder. And I when I started reading and learning about it and realized that the words target, and there was another one that really made me feel like I was hunted. I thought, wow, it really hit me with such a big impact. And retrospect, because I could think why wouldn't I would sleep my way up, or it couldn't hurt, it couldn't hurt. I don't know that it ever hurt him. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were going to be bad at it, so I can't give you the promotion, or I don't know. I think that it's a shouldn't. I think the shouldn't is more like on the who's saying that you can get the promotion. Should you, if you have the ability to promote someone, should you put sexual favor in there? Whether you believe in open sex or casual sex, it's just whether it's moral or Christian or your religion, whatever your thing is, it makes the playing field and the work environment cuckoo me crazy. It never ends up good. It's always a disaster. Sex should be left in the sexy place, and work should be in the workplace. Don't you think?
Yeah, but that's not always how it goes.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's my. We can only share our personal opinion, right? The guy who asked me if I was a lawyer.
Yeah, Mark asked. So, anybody have any last comments? Any last things they want to chime in on? This is the time to do it. We have discussed 2 great topics. The first one was drug addicts. If they're in your relationship, should you leave or should you stay? The current topic we're talking about is, do you sleep your way to the top? This was great. I had a great time tonight. Thank all of my guests, the other 2 guests that were on here earlier. Thank you. I appreciate all of you that tuned in. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Andrea, for tuning in.
Thanks for giving us the opportunity to participate.
What did you say?
Thank you.
It's good time.
Thank you before your show. Where would I have done this? I wouldn't have done. I mean, this is just, it gives me food for thought, and I feel like just thank you, Sophia, for giving us the opportunity to participate in life, even if it's just to share our opinion. The more we learn, the more we hear, the better decisions we can make about our future. So thank you.
Yes, that's what this is about. I love it. Off limits. That's what this is about. Thank you all for coming to the show today and tuning in. And don't forget that I am on YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Sophia Alexandria. Again, youtube.com/Sophia Alexandria. Subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and do ring the bell so that you can be notified when I release new content and also when I am live. So please do that, and I will see you next time. Hey!